What is happening, everybody? Matt here, but you can call me Matub, and welcome back to Matub's Musings, the first one of the season. This is a show where I talk about football, and sometimes I'm right, but usually I'm wrong. This week, the Packers take on the Seattle Seahawks, someone who has become a bit of a rival over the last few years, definitely starting back in the, we'll just call it the Golden Tate game. So heading into week one, the Green Bay Packers defense is looking okay based on the preseason. There's a lot of young talent there that if they can understand Dom Capers' defense, I think that their athleticism is going to allow the defense to be much improved from last year. Last year, the Packers were 31st in passing yards allowed and 26th in opponent passer rating, which is just bad. They were actually in 2015, they were actually top 10 in both categories. So obviously there was an issue with a lot of the corners being hurt. Devon House being back should help. Quentin Rollins came out of nowhere in camp, which is pretty good. He actually was playing boundary corner. Demarius Randall definitely showing improvement, no longer having to play through injury. He'll be playing that starting nickel role. I believe they call it the star corner in Capers' defense. But let's talk about the offense. Basically, everyone is back from last year with the exception of Eddie Lacy, who the Packers will be facing today. Something that a lot of people know about Eddie Lacy that it seems Seahawks fans don't is he requires a head of steam in order to really take off. He's one of those one-cut backs. And so you're going to see a lot of issues with Seattle's O-line not giving him the holes that the Packers line did to allow him to break through. I think it was my friend Dave who said that you're going to see a lot of Eddie Lacy having to break 3 tackles to gain 1 yard. I would tend to agree with that statement. As for the rest of the Seattle's offense, besides Eddie Lacy, they're pretty good. I mean, what else can you say about it? They have a similar returning unit. It appears that Jimmy Graham is not the red zone threat that we all thought he was, but is actually just a field stretcher. Now, back to the Packers offense. A big blow today that we found out is Brian Bulaga is not going to be playing, which means that we are most likely going to see Kyle Murphy starting at right tackle. Some would say that Jason Spriggs would get the opportunity there, but Spriggs showed throughout camp and the preseason that he cannot stop an inside move to save his life, and Michael Bennett happens to be the king of inside moves in terms of defensive ends. All in all, I think it's going to be a good game. The Packers are favored by 3 points, which means that without home field advantage, it's basically a pick-em, which I think is kind of where I expect it to be. So, with that, I'm going to make my final prediction and my first predicted win of the season. I'm going to say Packers 30, Seahawks 27. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Next week, I should be able to be back in my office. My wife and I just moved, and I can't seem to find all my recording equipment. So you got a mobile Musings that you got used to last year. But this year, I'm going to try and step it up a little. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. As always, I'm Matt, but you can call me Matub. Go, Pack, go.